Yeah. We go together like peas and carrots, all praise Allah. This rose-colored Ferrari is like two peas in a pod. I'm guzzling down the vision like Russian vodka. I sacrifice my king to capture your queen. Life is like a chessboard, yeah. Yeah. From the cradle to the grave, bury me at G. Cover me in the Egyptian robe because my blood is royal. You be this loyal to this game, I'm charging you a penalty. You not getting a red cent for me. Don't hate the game because I'm a PIMP. So crown me and wash me down with champagne as champion speaks. Yeah. Let me pull out biggest butcher out the kitchen drawer and cut the BS and expose the lies and fraud. I thought that what you were beefing that's been resolved, but just can't let go of eating you and stuck onto your claw. I've been there for you, through my pain and joy. I never turned my back on you, even when the doors was closed. I was there for you. Yeah. I checked in you for family. Remember when you took that bit of steak? I would try anything to your girl. Made sure your son knew who his father was. But all that was another lifetime. It's funny how you repay my loyalty. But that choice was yours. What did you ninja expected? That deposit I rejected. I'm coke number. These are my quote number. Went from a dope boy transform into the man. Yeah.
What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not. It's your boy. I'm Chris Don One. Welcome to another fabulous live stream. Please be sure, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. We're going to be reacting to as the world turns when it comes to Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. The saga continued. The beefaroni is at an all-time high. There's beefaroni everywhere, okay? Stephen A. shoving out some beefaroni. LeBron James is shoving out beefaroni. I mean, this is more entertaining, particularly for a content creator. This is real entertaining, like when Drake and Kendrick Lamar was squabbling up and they was throwing their jabs back and forth, but you know, when it got to the music, Kendrick Lamar just, you know, toasted him. I mean, he just destroyed Drake. You know, but anyway, I digress. We're going to get into this video. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to go right here. Let's see if we can play the video. See if we can.
What's up, everybody? Stephen A. Smith here. Recently, we made news because the great Bill O'Reilly announced a tour that's coming near.
Let's get into this.
You in the very, very near future.
Okay.
Get your tickets now for this. It's called 3M.
I do apologize for or the video quality. When you're looking at me, I don't know. Yes, yeah. I don't.
Do you like follow the show? Just click the follow button on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your family. And as always, I'd like to encourage you to get a copy of my New York Times bestselling straight shooter. Memoir, Second Chances, First Takes. Now, okay.
Okay, so we're gonna pause it right there. So basically, from hold on one second, guys. We're gonna pause it right there. Something's going on with the way this is. Okie dokie. And then with shared screen. This. We got shared screen. Now let's go back here. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, my guys, but we're back in full effect. All right, the reason why I stopped it there is less fast forward. Don't know. Uh, uh, Stephen A. Smith feels like the issue that LeBron James has with him is because Stephen A. Smith feels that LeBron issue. All right. LeBron James said on the Pat McAfee show as well as other places, you know, the terminology, the father, the uses of the word father. And he considered that an insult because when they got into it, Stephen A. Smith addressed it, and basically he said that look, when LeBron came to him he perceived that as a father protecting his son than a player protecting another player. All right. So here we are. Obviously, LeBron feels a certain type of way on how Stephen A. Smith interpreted that and is going on national airwaves and going on podcast after podcast after podcast, explaining himself, explaining that particular night. Obviously, Stephen A. Smith, as a content creator, he is eating this up. Okay. If you are a content creator and an incident like this happens to you, a mediocre content creator is going to, gobble and eat this up as long as he can eat this up. All right. Now, I understand Stephen A. Smith saying that, hey, he's a larger entity, ESPN. I understand why Stephen A. Smith thinks that, hey, I don't need all of that attention. And to a certain extent, that could be fair or unfair if that's his belief. If he feels like, hey, I don't need to have this incident for me to, talk about LeBron James or not talk about LeBron James because I want to talk about him anyway. So let me make sure y'all can hear me. Can y'all guys hear me? Yes, y'all can hear me. All right. I appreciate the like as well. All right. So, I understand why Stephen A. Smith feels that way. And he said he doesn't need this added attention. If you want to say, if you want to talk about LeBron James, he can talk about LeBron James. If he choose to, he doesn't need this unwanted attention. But where LeBron James is coming from, saying like, look, he knows more than anybody that he's eating and gobbling this up. But one could argue to LeBron, then why would you give him that attention? Why would you allow yourself to put yourself in a position where he's going to feed off of this attention, no matter if the attention is positive, no matter if the attention is negative? Now, I'm not, before people start commenting, I'm not here to judge LeBron James. I'm not saying LeBron James handled it wrong. I'm not saying LeBron James is sensitive. Sensitivity. Oh, but no. But I'm also not saying. I'm also not leaning on the other side of the fence that Stephen A. Smith. So I want to integrate that point before we continue with the rest of the video. So let's get into the rest of this video. So
LeBron gives us plenty of you should talk about it. Bad. So let's get that out of the way first. Pat McAfee did nothing wrong. Pat McAfee did his job. Pat McAfee has a show that airs on ESPN. You have LeBron opportunity. LeBron James, you take
on my timeline, and I've been noticing this on my timeline, but I'm also been noticing this on other publications and other people's timeline that, Pat McAfee is taking advantage of this situation to make his platform even larger. Look, folks, there's a reason why ESPN paid Pat McAfee a boatload of money. ESPN knows that a lot of athletes gravitate to Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee has an outlet where athletes can just come in, talk about whatever they want to talk about, and get no pushback from Pat McAfee. All right. I'm not saying Pat McAfee throws softballs to these athletes. But I do feel like haven for athletes, actors, comedians, activists, social media influencers to come on his platform and not worry about hard questions or tackling tough questions or having a machine behind Club Shay Shay. I said this even before people was commenting about Shannon Sharp getting that Cat Williams interview. Kudos to Shannon Sharp, by the way. But I always felt like Pat McAfee was a better platform, particularly for athletes of this magnitude of LeBron James. I, personally saw LeBron James. If out of the two platforms, I felt like LeBron would gravitate more to Pat McAfee than Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay. Okay. And that's even before his incident on Instagram Live when he was having afternoon delights. That's not the reason why I came to that conclusion, but I always had that conclusion that a lot of athletes gravitate more so to Pat McAfee because it's a safe haven, Pat McAfee. Okay. So let's get back into Stephen A. Smith's video. Okay, here we go.
I had no idea. But when he said what he had to say, I was in no position to give any kind of retort without making a scene. It was during the third quarter. It was fresh out of timeout. It was him walking to the basketball court. It was on national television. The cameras were rolling, and had I done something, would y'all?
And and basically he's saying like, yo, rolling up on him, and LeBron also, and Will Smith type of deal. Okay. He said that he would, if he would have gotten his butt beat, and Stephen A. Smith has never demonstrated that as well. So fingers, and he's been noticing people on his timeline on social media, alluding to the fact that man, what if LeBron would have put hand where someone someone tries you. You didn't know they was actually trying you, and you was being the biggest person in the room, and you was trying to calm matters down. And then when that individual walks off, a lot of people start chirping, saying, like, oh man, that person got the best of that individual. So it's like one of those things, like it's a catch 22. Like he's probably thinking, I look pretty stupid by, keeping my composure and knowing that I was in no harm's way physically in a physical altercation with LeBron James, but I look foolish on social media because the trolls are coming in. They're coming in onto his timeline and they're talking about the incident. And they're going like, wow, that could have been another Will Smith and Chris Rock incident where he would have slapped you silly. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff that's pulling him to this talking point. I don't think it's a real talking point, but hey, that's Stephen A. Smith. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay. Apologize for that.
I was talking about him. And what it's the video that you saw him a couple of days later after that incident when he was talking ESPN before ABC game in Boston when he got blown out that night by the Celtics. Or in the aftermath of it, including Pat McAfee show, when he talked about me getting personal and taking it beyond basketball. I'm getting to a point where I'm getting very annoyed at people who cover the game of basketball, who cover professional sports, pundits out, including him, his inner circle, his family members, everybody else included. When are y'all going to ask him or hold him accountable for the truth? I have not been talking about Ron James. And D-Wade and Melo, two brothers I love dearly, when they were talking about the 99% of the studies, we're not clapping back at his son. His second round pick, 55th overall, the plenty of second round pick that worked their way up the ranks before getting to the pro level. Me pointing that out about his son and talking about how his son has been pushed to the forefront, thereby putting a line of fire for folks in the media to come at him, is not celebrating his son. It's simply highlighting what we all.
Okay, so this is classic Stephen A. Smith. Okay. And Stephen A. Smith is from the old school. And Stephen A. Smith knows that when you tell a story, you got to tell the whole story because the whole story is more entertaining than segments of the story. That probably worked maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, possibly 30 years ago. But now this is an instant mashed potato, entertainment. People want to be entertained in less than 15 seconds. All right. When you regurgitate stuff that people already know, one will conclude that, well, the reason why you're regurgitating this because you want to stand on your pivot and say that you was right about Bronny James initially. But now since the season is more than halfway done, you have a different perspective of Bronny James. Now, me personally, I don't think, and I still feel to this day, I felt like there's been a lot of fifth pick. All right. I do see the progress of Bronny James. He has shown, that, he can play in this league. However, I do not believe Bronny James is better than half the players in the NBA. I refuse to believe that. I just simply refuse to believe that. Can he play in this league? Most definitely. But is he better than half of the players in the NBA? I do not believe that. I feel like Bronny deserves an opportunity to play in the NBA, but I do not. I feel like Bronny James is better than half of the players in the NBA because we're about to find out. I mean, LeBron can't play forever. LeBron can't play the next 10 years or the next 7 years and, be alongside his son. Sooner rather than later, his son is going to have to figure it out on his own. And I feel like we'll get estimate of the Penn father's team. Only time's going to tell about that. Do I feel like he belongs in the league? Yes, most definitely. But do I feel like, and LeBron James even said this, that he's literally dying on this heel. So let's just go into more of Stephen A. Smith's. He asked for it, and then he is getting it.
LeBron James. Did he lie? He could make y'all.
In that time span. One thing he mentioned was stream. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so back to what I was saying. He's a content creator. He's a journalist. He's supposed to benefit off of this. Why is that an issue? Of course, he's supposed to benefit. He takes issue with that. Second thing he talked about how he opened his mouth and got himself into trouble into some other subjects, into other things. And I think he's alluding to the WNBA, the Caitlin Clark thing, the WNBA, the NFL, him going to Monday Night Football. So Stephen A. Smith has been in the news for all types of things on things that he has said. He's also on and on. He even talks about it on his own platform. So yes, Stephen A. Smith, yeah, his name has been associated with tons of other things besides LeBron James. Okay, tell me something that I don't know. Right? He's a content creator. He's supposed to do that. If you're a content creator, you're supposed to dibble and dabble into a lot of things. Okay, so I didn't get, if people are missing the boat on this, if people are missing the point on that, then I don't know what you're upset about. It's either you're lying to yourself or you're lying to us. All right. But I digress. We'll get into more of his video. Seems like when I play the video, I be getting issues.
But since you just want to show it and said, with father, somebody at home, minding your business. I just called you out because your son is in this position. That's not the father I'm talking about. That's why I've been addressing Draymond Green. Who's been an avid LeBron on this matter. All I'm asking is comprehension of the actual point. How do you mention Bronny James without bringing up?
All right. So we're going to stop right there. We're going to stop right there. So hold up. Let me see if you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me. All right. All right. So y'all, I'm just going to stop it right here because apparently the playback quality is not that good and it's affecting the router and all that. So I'm just going to stop it right here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play the whole entire video, but I have watched this repeatedly, so I can tell you guys. So let's get into the topic of LeBron James taking issue of the word father. I feel like this is word father. We're going to remove this. We'll go here. And we're going to remove it. And we're going to go here. It will return. All right, here we go. So, unfortunately, I can't play the rest of the video. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. but I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know if it's my computer, the router, or the video itself. But we're just going to just continue with the rest of the video. I've seen enough of this video. All right. So, like I said before, I feel like the word father is father stop. I feel like that was the turning point to where we are today. And LeBron felt insulted by Stephen A. Smith using that to his advantage. And Stephen A. Smith is using it as, hey, I understand why you are very protective because as a father, you should. Now, a lot of people are saying Stephen A. Smith pretty much, uh, you know, is using that terminology to, I mean, LeBron didn't like that terminology. He's insulting LeBron James by using that terminology. And other people are saying, well, whoa, wait a minute, pause. Let's stop, pump the brakes on this. LeBron is using this as an excuse to go in on Stephen A. Smith. I don't know. Tomato, I don't know. Okay. Um, I can understand LeBron James' issue with the word and the meaning and the way how Stephen A. Smith is using it. And I can understand to a certain extent why Stephen A. Smith feels like he shouldn't be insulted because he used that word. But I feel like if that's all it took for you guys to get here, then to me, I feel like there's much more uh, underlining that word than what it is. I think this has been brewing for the past, uh, you know, years. Okay, ever since LeBron went to Miami, it really started there. All right, um, and to me, I just felt like, you know, I don't think that word started this. I just think that was the, I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But I also don't feel like Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James are feuding because of that word. I think there's much more undertones and layers, deep layers there, why these two individuals don't see eye to eye. Now, do I feel like LeBron James hates Stephen A. Smith? I think hate's a strong word. I don't think LeBron James has a hating bone in his body. Now, that's just me. I'm on the outside looking in. All right. I'm just only purely estimating what I believe LeBron James is. Stephen A. Smith, is he that same? I don't think Stephen A. Smith is made that way either. But once again, I'm on the outside looking in. I really don't know these two individuals. Um, I thought they had somewhat of a relationship or somewhat of an understanding. I know they don't like what each other is doing or saying, but I think they're professional enough to just keep it pushing and keep it moving on. Okay. So, yeah. Um, that's my opinion on it. I understand why. I just don't feel like that word. I think there's a lot there that's desired. I also feel like LeBron James has been under even a tighter microscope, particularly since the Lakers um, uh, drafted LeBron James, and you had a lot of people out there that felt like the only real reason the Lakers drafted LeBron James is because of the ultimatums LeBron James issued on the Lakers. Like, if you want to re-sign me, you got to draft my son. If anybody drafts my son, he's going straight into the D League. If someone's interested in drafting my son, then I will come over there for free just to play alongside my son. All right. So, right out the gate, a lot of people took issues with that. Okay. A lot of people took issues that. And to make matters even worse, there were people on the roster that was better than his son, but they let go of them or put them in the G League quicker so they can have a spot for Bronny James. A lot of people did not like that as well. Okay. So right off the rip, people had issues about it. I don't think people had issues with Bronny James. I think Bronny James is a nice guy. I do feel like he deserves an opportunity, just like everyone else deserves an opportunity to be in the NBA, and he's utilizing that opportunity. But he had a lot of leverage from his father in order for him to even be accepted into the NBA. If this was anybody else, they would be a journeyman. Okay, they will be a journeyman. They will have to work their way to the NBA. Okay, so I understand why people took issues with it in the beginning, but now, if you fast forward to now, Bronny James has made a lot of strides. Um, you know, made a lot of strides to prove that yes, he deserves to be in the NBA. Yes, he deserved the opportunity. I don't think he made bigger strides as far as he's better than half the players in the NBA. I don't believe that. I feel like there's a lot of players out there that's better than Bronny James, and there's a lot of players out there that don't get the opportunity that's better than Bronny James. Haven't gotten the opportunity. So yeah. But all in all, I understand where hold on one second, y'all. No, I don't have it there. I don't have it there. All right. So yeah, I understand Stephen A. Smith to a certain extent, but and I understand where LeBron James is coming from, and he's being very protective, but there's a lot of things he have said like weeks ago that really don't jive with what he's saying on Pat McAfee. When he talking about being the face of the NBA, he doesn't want to be the face of the NBA, but yet you want to protect the players and your son. You want to protect the league as well as your household on how people talk about certain players. Where if you want to critique a player's what a player did on the court, that's fine. What a player did off the court, that's fine as well. But when the line has been crossed, and Brian Windhorst, we just talk about X's and O's, then the audience is don't want to hear all that. If you talk about X's and O's on a basketball game, the audience don't want to hear about that all the time. So it's the full package. The audience is interested in not only the X's and O's, the Jerry's and the Joes, but they also are interested in these storylines. And believe it or not, the audience is interested in this thing between you. Get back to its regular scheduled programming. Okay. So yeah, everybody's a little messy. Everybody likes a little mess in their life. Okay. Not only women, men like messy stories as well. So yeah, it's one of those situations. So yeah. So yeah, I would like to play more, but unfortunately the video. All right. So yeah, I'm about to end this. My video has been acting up. I don't know why my video is acting up, but it is what it is. Guys, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, family, as well as your followers. I will be back in the house later on today. So I'm up out of here. Deuces. Y'all take care. I'm out of here. One. In this stream.